Good evening and welcome to the Voices of the Vic 2025 Christmas special. Tonight we're here to talk all things of 2025 at Watford FC, all the things that we've enjoyed throughout the year, and to discuss also a few festive things that we're going to be getting up to and some predictions for 2026. Unfortunately, we were meant to be joined by Mike, but unfortunately can't be with us. But Ben and Cam have very kindly said that we could still do the podcast. So we're all here to put something festive for you together this evening. First of all, Ben, I'll come to you first of all, mate. How are you? And are you ready, prepared for Christmas next week?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I've been suffering with a cold since probably Monday now, so I'm getting through it now. I reckon I'm the back end of it now, so I'm a bit bunged up. I sound like I'm from Birmingham, so I'm in familiar company with Cam and Mike. Probably not as bad as Cam's. His isn't as strong as Mike, where he constantly sounds like he's got a cold. But yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I break up next Monday from work. Don't have to return back to Monday the 5th of January, so a nice couple of weeks off. And it'd be nice this year. Obviously, been a horrible year and a bit for me and my family, and last year it was tough. Couldn't really enjoy it too much, whereas this year everything's all good. Life's good, and I'm really looking forward to Christmas this year, spending time as a free without any uncertainties over our heads and any worries. Just going to go into it with full swing and enjoy the hell out of Christmas this year.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're delighted for you guys, mate, and it's nice that you're obviously going to be able to enjoy Christmas this year. And how's Caity feeling about Christmas this year? Is she excited?
Yes and no. We've got so much to do still, mate.
Are you hosting?
No. So we've got a little house. It's just big enough for me, Kate, and Isla, but we haven't really got the room to host. I'd love to put an extension on the back, and that's my dream to do one day. But if Kate says yes to it, I've been banging on about it for like the last 5 years that I want an extension, but obviously it's not going to come cheap. So we're eating out this year. We're going to a Marchmont Arms in Hemel Hempstead. It's costing quite a bit, £105 per person. And then we're popping around my sister's in the early afternoon, evening, where she's just recently bought a flat, so she wants to host the afternoon. So we're all going around there to exchange gifts and play games and that. So it'll be really good, mate. I'm really looking forward to it. You got much planned this year? You looking forward to it?
I'm going to be with Nat, the girls, and Nat's mum and auntie as well. So that'll be nice. We obviously, when people may or may not know, Nat and I aren't together, but we still do things together for the kids and stuff. So it's all about them at Christmas and them having a great time. So yeah, we're really looking forward to Christmas, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one. And Cam, nice to have you on the pod this evening.
Yeah, is that what Cam looks like?
I know it's been a little while.
It's not a chasing the finish line pod, is it?
And it's not from the Rookery end either.
How are you, mate? And are you looking forward to Christmas also? Where will you be spending it this year?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm heading back up to Birmingham on Sunday. I'll be doing first half of Christmas Day at my dad's house, and then we'll make the 1 hour drive up to Leicestershire and do the second half of it at my mum's house. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It'll be nice to sort of be back home. Probably going to see some of the wider family just before Christmas, and yeah, it's come around quickly, as it always seems to, really. But I'm massively unprepared for it. I went to scramble round Westfield Shepherd's Bush earlier today to try and muster up some presents for people, and it's just a nightmare. So it's back to the drawing board on that front for me. And also everyone, and you've just said this, Ben, I didn't know you were ill, but everyone is dropping like flies at the moment. And it's probably a good time to be ill now so that you're not ill on Christmas Day. But I'm worried that I'm next, and maybe I won't avoid it for Christmas. So that's sort of top of my list at the moment, is to not catch this horrible bug that's going around. But yeah, I'm other than that, I'm doing all good, mate.
Good. And is I take it I'm probably know the answer for you, Ben, but Cam, are you going to be doing either of the festive games, the Leicester or Norwich away day?
I'll be doing first of all Stoke at home on Saturday. Are either of you guys doing that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, I'm doing Stoke. Yeah, I'm taking Isla to that one.
I'm sure we'll all really enjoy that, won't we? I am not doing Leicester on Boxing Day, even though it's about a 20-minute drive from where I'll be. But I will be doing Norwich. We've just got that booked in. So, yeah, are any of you guys attending either of those?
Oh, I was half tempted for Norwich, if I'm being honest, and I still am. Like, there's just this little niggling voice in my head that's saying, I'm going to regret it if I don't. So
yeah, but Norwich is always a fun one. I mean, we start losing there now, but there was that run where we beat them 8 games in a row, and
we just loved scoring 3 there for a long period as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think we won like 3-0
right,
a few times, 3-1 a few
and
times.
we had that one there where we had Mario Gaspar in midfield, didn't we? And we went there.
Oh yeah, the 1-0 win.
And Bakuna.
They've beat us. So yeah, I always do Norwich away whenever I can. I didn't go to that midweek one that you went to, Ben, but normally I go to that one, and it's always a decent away day, to be fair.
Yeah, I do love the festive fixtures. I'm a bit gutted that I think it's the first time for a long time we've been away from Vicarage Road, isn't it? I'm probably got that wrong.
On Boxing Day.
Yeah, I can't remember too many games where we've been away. I remember years and years ago being on the coach on the way to Selhurst Park for Wimbledon away. This is how long ago that was, and that got postponed, so the coaches had to turn around. But yeah, I can't remember too many. I remember we played Ipswich once away on Boxing Day, but yeah, usually
I think Cam's signal's playing up a little bit, isn't it?
Oh, that's frustrating.
It's not used to him being on the show. That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm back now. I'm on my hotspot at the moment. That's why. But I remember the 2019-20 season. We had Sheffield United away on Boxing Day.
Oh, we did. Yes.
Yeah, we drew 1-1.
Yeah, that was
during like the big Nigel Pearson sort of resurgence where we won so many games in a row, and a draw there was a good result.
But, yeah, I remember that phenomenal save from Ben Foster, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think Delafeu scored for us that day.
Yeah, it was good actually. I remember watching it on the telly. I think it was on.
That was on Prime, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Who did we have? Who did we have last season?
We beat. It was the old.
Oh yeah, Portsmouth. Of course. There must have been an away one since that Sheffield United one.
I don't think so. I think
the year after that we had Norwich at home. That was Chisco's first game, I think, and then it was postponed.
We've had a lot of home games, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when the squad was just decimated by COVID, and we had it was around Christmas time, and I think our Boxing Day game got postponed, but then we played West Ham at home a few days later. I think that's right.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't remember for the life of me who. Oh no, I remember another fun one. Do you remember Millwall at home in 22-23? I'd be amazed if you didn't remember, because it was such a great game that should really live on in the memory.
Is that the 2-2? Was it? No, that wasn't 2-2, was it? That was the October.
That was.
Was this when we had the sending off?
Yeah, we lost 2-0, and Hassan Kamara got sent off for elbows.
That's it. Pushing McNamara in the face.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
That's it.
You
Yeah.
remember it now, yeah.
And
Oh well, festive.
I'm not going to remember anymore, but I feel like we did well there.
Yeah, yeah. Festive games are usually for Vicarage Road, so it's going to be weird
Yeah.
to do it anyway. But yeah, let's dive straight in then. So we've got some interesting categories this year that Mike put together, and yeah, we'll just go through and hear some fun stories, some cool nominations of players, hopefully, and we'll start with favourite win of 2025. Ben, what game did you go for favourite win of 2025?
I've got two, but as I'm going first, I will go with my favourite one. I would have gone for a second one if this one had quite a lot of votes from people. So I'll just go straight in. I'm going to go Watford 3, Middlesbrough 0 from this November the 1st. Obviously, it was Rob Edwards in charge at the time. It's a very satisfying victory at Vicarage Road and a really good, well-round drilled performance. I think that was the game this season when we could see it all clicking, and we actually played someone off the park. And I remember at one point in I think didn't Rob Edwards make 5 substitutions in the second half to just try to mix things up because they just couldn't put a glove onto us, and their only real chance came in the 90th minute. It was just a really good rounded performance and an enjoyable performance as well, and obviously under Javi Gracia as well. And yeah, that's by far my favourite win of 2025.
And it remains our only clean sheet of the season, doesn't it?
It does, and that's the game where I want to say, did Mendy play in that game or come off the bench?
No, he might have come off the bench. He's played 1 minute under Javi. That's all I can tell you. So I don't
Because I
think.
want to say the only clean sheet we've got this season is when Mendy's played. I saw a stat about that the other day, so he must have came off the bench or something. But yeah, it's mad to think we're the 18th of December and we've only got one clean sheet this season.
I know, yeah, it's appalling. Appalling. Cam, your favourite win of 2025?
Yeah, I think this is probably the other one Ben was thinking of, and I don't think I'm the only one that's going to say this. We haven't been treated to too many memorable wins this year, but beating your rivals, it doesn't really get
that was it.
Yeah, on their way to relegation as well. It's it couldn't have been much better than beating Luton. I was actually tempted to put that for one of the later categories, the most frustrating match, because I was a little bit gutted that, we go into halftime 2-0 cruising, and then we just sort of took our foot off the gas second half. But I mean, we didn't need to get out of second gear to beat those. They were terrible, and at a time when we were spiraling out of form a little bit. It was a really good win, so that's my pick.
Yeah, a good pick. We've got Caity, who's sent some her answers in to us. So Ben, if you could do the honours and play that one, please.
My favourite win has got to be the 2-0 win over Luton back in February last season. There was a few that I was thinking of, but I think beating your rivals has to top any other win. And even though it was earlier this last season, for me, it still goes up there with one of the best games.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And mine at the top, I said Luton, and I was undecided, if I'm being honest. It was between Luton and Middlesbrough. Luton because of the beating your rivals thing, and Middlesbrough for the same reasons as you said, Ben. It was a complete performance. Everyone played really, really well, and Borough were doing really, really well at that point as well. It was a bit of a surprise that they came to us and we turned them over royally, I think is the best way to kind of describe that. So yeah, they were mine. So that's two for 3. So we'll say Luton wins that one, I think, based on that, which I don't think too many people would disagree with. Next category, favourite goal of 2025. Cam, I'll come to you first on this one. What's been your favourite goal of 2025?
Joe, you and I were there for this one.
I bet you same as me.
Well.
I picked this one too.
I love the FA Cup. I would have loved the chance to go to a Premier League team, get an upset, especially against Marco Silva. So, start of the second half. Was it start of the second half or end of the first?
It was about the 30 between the 35th and half time, I think.
Right. Well, yeah, after going 1-0 down, you're like, oh, we're out of this one. And then Rocco Vata picks up the ball, absolutely twats it. The swerve on that ball was unbelievable. I think that remains our best goal of the year, not just in terms of, how much I enjoyed it, but in terms of the quality. And obviously having 4,000 Watford fans there as well is just fantastic. That's my pick easily.
Yeah, it was an amazing goal, and to follow on from what Cam said, yeah, that was actually my pick too. The scenes were incredible. It was great to go there and score a goal that meant something as well, and it wasn't just a consolation. We did believe for a short while, but yeah, to pick the ball up, hit it. I mean, it flew in the back of the net. It was a rocket, and yeah, we haven't seen too many goals like that all year. I was kind of looking around at others, and yeah, it was an easy pick for me, that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's the the Aaron Kunda free kicks. You could talk about those, but they just don't have as much sort of. I don't know. They did have significance because they got us points, but I just don't feel the same way about those as I do about that Vata goal.
Yeah, it was just the skill involved with it as well. Like, he picked it up, he ran with it a bit, and then it was just an absolute rocket.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Ben, what was your favourite goal of 2025?
I'll go for something different. I'm going to go for Imran Loser away at Sunderland. The position to get that in the corner so nicely, the spin on the ball, the control, the first touch, it was impeccable. It was unbelievable skills, and I think at that point we started to see Imran Loser pulling up his sleeves and taking the game by the scruff of the neck and showing his leadership on the pitch. But equally, we saw his quality shine through at that stage in the season, and since then he hasn't looked back, and he's still the same player now, and it's great to see. But yeah, if I have to be different or go different, I'm going to go for Imran Loser away at Sunderland.
Yeah, that too was an unbelievable goal. I remember watching the game on the telly and just could not believe that he managed to squeeze it in. It was, just inch perfect from him. And Caity, what has Caity gone for this evening?
My favourite goal of the year is going to be Irakunda's free kick in the 2-2 draw against Southampton. He scored a few great free kicks, but this one is a very, very good goal. Plus, I think the celebration makes it go even higher when him and Bar do the backflips. I think that was a great game and a great goal. And yeah, that's why it's probably my favourite.
Yeah, that too was an absolute wonder goal, wasn't it? I mean, it was just, after seeing Manning put a free kick in shortly before, for him to a few minutes later go and smash that into the top corner, it was totally unexpected, wasn't it? And it's actually been disappointing, isn't it? Because after scoring, 2 free kicks in a week, was it? They were both in a week of each other, weren't they? I thought he was going to go on and score a few more, but we've not seen. I don't think he's even come close, has he, to scoring a free kick since?
No, he's barely touched the pitch since then, really.
Yeah.
It seems like that little fallout with Pezzolano away at Portsmouth is just like, he's just not really been the same player since. He's maybe dealt with things off the pitch we don't know, but there's something clearly not right with his performances from what we saw early on in the season. He seemed fearless, where now he seems fearful.
Yeah,
I think he tries too much on the ball, overcomplicates it, and I think he just needs to relax a little bit. And keep it simple. And look, he's a very talented guy, but equally, the most important factor is he's so young. So he's developing, isn't he? He's picking up his experience. He's only going to learn from the tough times that he's had in the last couple of months, and hopefully, we can see Irakunda improve and show us what he's capable of, and be that team player that we need him to be. We need him to help out defensively as well as going forward. And I think that kind of lets him down sometimes in previous performances, and maybe why he fell out with Pesolano, and maybe why Javi's not trusted him as much. And we've heard this before at the start of the season and last season, I think, about Rocco Vata. They needed him to do a job for the team, and his work rate now is unbelievable. Probably one of the best attacking defensive displays that we see from a winger. He
yeah,
just works his socks off for the team. So if Irakunda can somehow implement that into his game, then there's no doubt about him that he could potentially start week in, week out, maybe do 75 to 90 minutes games, because that's the thing that's letting him down at the moment.
yeah. I agree. I'm looking forward to. We've got quite a few games coming up over the next couple of weeks, so I imagine that he'll hopefully get a start in there. Right, next category. Sorry. Actually, just to say on that, there was two from Rocco Vata. So Rocco Vata will win goal of the year there for his wonder goal away at Fulham. Player of the year next. Can we hear Caity's first on that one this time?
My player of the year is pretty easy. For me, it is Loser. He has been absolutely incredible, even from January through to December. He's definitely up there with some of the best football we've seen. This guy carries the team on his back. There's simply no other option.
Ben?
Like Katie says, I don't think there's any other options other than Matty Pollock went off the boil a little bit at the start of the season. I think he started okay, then he had a couple of games where he's kind of went off the boil a little bit, but he's regained that form and he looks very solid at the back again. But when you're comparing the two of Imran Loser and Matty Pollock, Imran Loser is miles ahead of Matty Pollock. So it's not even that close. My vote goes for Imran Loser, head and shoulders the most talented, committed, unbelievable, consistent player that we've got, and he has been Mr. Watford for the calendar year. So yeah, he would get my player of the year.
Yeah, I actually would have to agree with both you and Katie. Obviously, I'm very much in the Imran Loser camp. He's an unbelievable player, and I remember Cam when we were at Stevenage in that pre-season friendly, and Loser was playing, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to be off. He's going to be off," and I was like, "No, he's going to be staying. This is him now coming back. Like he is going to get back into the team. He's going to remain at the club." And he's going to be an unbelievable player for us. And
I love that pre-season tour.
I hate to say to everybody, I told you so, but I was right. I was right that Imran Loser would make his comeback. And I will say, and I do believe this is probably due to the amount of games that he's played and not having a rest. I do think maybe the last 3 or 4 games he's not been as good as what he has been the rest of the time, but take nothing away from the fact of the goals he's scored, the assists he's got, and even in the last 3 or 4 games where he's not been great, there's been little moments and spells where I remember, I don't know if it was the Sheffield Wednesday game, but again, reminded me of Bristol City. He played this dink ball through for Bowler to come in, and he got his head on the end of that one. And you just think it's just like he just sees passes that nobody else sees on a football pitch, and he can his vision, his skill, and I just love how passionate he is as well. He gives everything when he's on the pitch. So yeah, he's also my player of the year as well. Cam, is it a clean sweep, or have you gone for Edo Kaimbe?
Yeah, no, it's I did consider Edo, but it's loser by a long way. There's nothing I can say about him that you guys haven't covered, but I will say that the closest contender really for me, the only one who can come close is Selvik. Just in terms of being here for the whole year and the consistency that he's shown and the difference that he's made as well. I think if we were doing an honourable mention for that category, then that's who I'd put down for it, because I think he's been fantastic. But yeah, loser player of the year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that was probably the easiest category that we're going to be going through this evening. But yeah, Imran Loser, the Voices of the Vic, Player of the Year 2025. Unsung player. Ben, I'll come to you first on this one. Who is your unsung player?
Pam's going to love this one.
Sissoko?
Jeremy Ngakia.
I don't know
And
if you've quite got the meaning of unsung there.
Why?
Because everyone's fucking singing about him.
Like, you've also got a lot of people, like yourself included, being very negative and just not rating his performances. And I just feel like yes, there is a lot of praise for Ngakia, but it's not as to the same extent of like Imran Loser. He's kind of gone about his business quietly towards the end of the last season when he regained his fitness, started putting in solid performances. And then this season, I just think he's really stepped up. Like, if there was a category for most improved, it would be Jeremy Ngakia all day long. And I just feel like as a right back, he's probably like an unsung player. I don't think he's like the main star player of the team. He's not like a Georgie Chapadassi, an Imran Loser, or a Luka Kurangard who's going to score the goals. He's a right back, and he's popping up with assists, and he's just putting in decent performances. And like, for one moment that stood out for me this season, and we spoke about this on the Norwich podcast, Joe, that 1v1 versus Josh Sargent against Norwich, where we had the conversation about saying I personally think he's the best 1v1 defender that we've got at the club currently, and he just stands out for me, and I really like him. I like that. I like that he just doesn't give up, and he's had a lot of criticisms, even more injuries and criticisms, but he's always came back. He's never down tools. He always gives 110%, even when he makes mistakes. There was a game the other week in our WhatsApp group. We all said he was awful first half. Second half, he was amazing. So he learnt from the mistakes in the first half and put in a solid one, and then you kind of forget about the horror show he put in the first 45 minutes. So yeah, for me, Jeremy Ngakia would be my unsung player.
That's what it is, though, for me, that he does put in an absolute horror show, and then he does one or two good things, and everyone's like, oh, he's the best thing since sliced bread. And I don't get it. I don't have a problem with Ngakia. I think he's a solid right back. I think he makes far too many mistakes, and I think he occasionally has a decent moment in him. I don't think he's the bane of our existence, but I don't think he's anything special. And I think in an ideal world, we'd have someone playing ahead of him, which hopefully after a Banquer's performance the other day, we will have someone playing ahead of him now. But I just cannot understand the love affair with Ngakia at the moment. I don't think he's playing at a different level to how he's played over his career with us, really. I just think he's less injured now. And that's what I think people always held against him, that he was constantly injured. And a lot of people can't separate the fitness from the ability. They think, well, he's always injured, so, you know, he shouldn't be here, he's shit, whatever. But that's just not the case. He's always been a solid right back. I don't think he's improved much at all. I just think he's become more available, and as a result, he's playing a lot and he's winning people over. And yeah, I just don't think he's unsung in any way, really, because I think he's been very overhyped this season.
And this is what's great about football. Like, you see things different to I see different, and we've all got different opinions. And like, this is what's great about football. Like, Joe's probably got totally different opinions to both of us about Jeremy and Gaki as well. But yeah, it's interesting to hear like your views, obviously, of Jeremy. And I guess it is down to like the fitness. Like, I think people are relieved that he's fit now, and they want him to do well. And I think he is doing well. Whether that's not up to maybe your standards or someone else's standards. I think on an ideal playing field, we'd like to see someone with maybe a bit more attacking threat going forward, or a bit more pace, a bit like rapid. But Jeremy just doesn't do that. I think he's more like an old school right back. But I do think, I don't know if you agree with this, Cam, but I do feel like his crosses this season has improved. Yeah, you can probably look at the goals that he's created for Kurengard. I think you wouldn't see like Ryan Andrews floating those balls into a box for Kurengard to get on the end of.
You wouldn't, and I can't not credit Ngakia for those, but at the same time, I think that's more a case of the striker making himself a fantastic option. Because if you look at the goals that Kurengard scored from Ngakia crosses, they're goals that not many other strikers are going to be putting away, if you understand what I mean. And again, you know, it's Ngakia playing to the strengths of his teammate, and I can't knock him for that. But at the same time, I don't think it makes him this amazing crosser, you know, especially because 9 times out of 10 when he gets the ball out on the right, he's not going to put a good cross in. So, yeah, I just think what we've seen at right back over the years has sort of it's made people maybe forget what a good right back should look like. And so when we're seeing the occasional decent moment from our current right back, I think people are just getting a bit overexcited about it. And you know, maybe put it this way, is a far cry from what Kiko Femenia was, for example. I think he was far better. And even if you look over to the other side, Bowler is a consistent attacking threat. He's constantly putting balls in the box that the opposition don't want to deal with. And I think that's what a good fullback looks like. He's doing it at both ends. So, yeah, look, I take your point, but I just don't think he's been anything above average this season. Just far too many mistakes in him for my liking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that was an interesting debate, I have to say. I actually agree with both of you. I think you've both got valid points on Jeremy.
Sitting on the fence, are we?
It's really tough because, like, I do agree with what you say.
I said he would have a different opinion, didn't I, Cam?
But at the same time, like, he has improved in his crossing ability, and he actually gets the ball in a lot quicker now than what he used to. He used to dawdle on the ball out on the right. He'd be like, just put a cross in the box. And I think his decision making, he's more decisive with a ball now. But yeah, I agree with both of you. Cam? Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, well, actually,
your point's not valid, Mike.
Speaking of how we all see different things when we watch football, and Jess Bishop-Jones is going to be absolutely laughing at this one because I think our most unsung player is Luka Kierango. He gets a lot of stick. I'm saying most unsung because he just gets so much shit from everyone.
He's having a go at me about Ngakia.
I just think he gets so much shit from everyone. And
Are you drinking?
Yeah, like Ngakia.
Are you drinking?
And Ngakia doesn't get shit from anyone now. He just, you know, he gives the other team the ball 4 times and everyone goes, "Oh, look how good Ngakia is." I don't get that
shit
one.
From you, mate. That's what he's getting shit from.
And I feel like I don't know why I'm the only one that sees it, but anyway, Kierango I think is a big work in progress. I think he needs to quicken up outside of the box a lot more. What I will not have is that he's another Rajovic. That like he's not. He's way better than Rajovic. You can see it in the way when he does have the space, when he passes the ball, he has got clean technique, and he does link up with the other attackers quite well. But it's just that sort of when he's got to get sort of in those tight areas, he struggles a lot with that. If you look at the goals that he's scored, no striker that we've had since maybe like prime Dini and Igalo is putting those goals away the way that he's doing it. And if we just get more balls into the box that he can sort of get onto and that suit the way he wants to play, then we've got a fantastic striker there. And like every time we do put a ball in, he's attacking it. We get so many chances from that. Our first goal or second goal against Wrexham on Saturday, for example, the one that Marma put away, it comes from Kiramgo attacking the near post. And there's so many chances and so many goals we've had this season where you can look at it and Kiramgo is in there attacking that near post. And as a result, we're sort of winning the knockdown, or, that they're not dealing with the ball in basically. And we get a goal or a chance from it. And I just think he's been a very useful weapon to us this season. And I think he's only going to improve. It's his first season at the level. He's 22 years old. And I've just seen everyone write him off, and I can't understand it. It's like there's some people on there who I'm certain want him to be shit. Like the way they're sort of watching him, I'm like, is this how you watch football? How you support your team? You're literally just picking out every single mistake that he makes. I don't understand how you can judge a player like that when they're so young and they're in their first season. So I think unsung definitely applies to him. He's not been, anything amazing. He's not been perfect, but I think he gets way too much shit for the good job that he does.
Interesting.
I think he shows good glimpses in games, and I feel like the team doesn't work towards Kierkegaard. I don't think we get the best out of him, and that's no fault of his own. I think that's down to how the team's set up. I don't think we play to his strengths, and he's doing absolutely the best that he can do. Like, the movement of the ball's brilliant. He's got great instincts. He runs across his defenders, and just for like the crosses that Ngaki puts in, like you said earlier, Cam, it's down to maybe the strikers getting onto the end of that to finish them. You wouldn't see that movement of Vacuum Bio last season or Rajovic, absolutely not. And Kierkegaard is so young and so much raw potential, and it's just about coaching him and getting the best out of him. But I do feel like we need to play to his strengths more. Like, we don't create half enough good chances for him, and when he does, I think 2 or 3 attempts and he scores a goal. I think he's got a really good ratio. I'd love to actually see his stats on what his conversion rate is. I saw the other day saying Ollie McBurney's got the highest in the league, but I reckon Kierkegaard's is pretty much up there as well. You don't see him miss too many chances, and he's pretty clinical whenever he does get that chance.
Yeah, and just on our strikers, like at the start of the season, Kieramgo was dominating games up front. That's what he was doing. Whenever he started, he played fantastically well under Pezzolano. And I remember Swansea away in particular, he bullied those defenders. They couldn't deal with him, and he didn't even score that game, but he caught the eye. And he does have good link-up play when he's got the room, but there's something about our strikers at the moment where they're all just stagnating. They're specifically Dumbia is a really talented player. He's doing absolutely nothing for us at the moment, and I put it down to the system that we're playing in. It's just impossible to be a striker in that system. So yeah, I really think we need to see some change there before we can lay any proper judgment to our strikers. But it's just very frustrating where we are, because I think I saw it made me laugh. Adam Drury tweeted that he sort of implied that we're in a bit of a crisis because we've only got 2 strikers available, And I think back to like maybe February this year, where I think Bio had been sent off, and he was out for 3
Going to
games.
Norwich, yeah.
And Dumbia hadn't really played in the Championship yet, and it was Dumbia that was our only natural striker when Bio was unavailable, and it resulted in Kayembe having to play a few games up front. That was a crisis. Where we are now, we've got at the very least some serviceable strikers that, you know, that I think could be performing a lot better than they are. And I don't think it's anything to worry about really, but we need to see sort of some tactical change, I think, in order to get the best out of them.
Ben, Katie's
My unsung player of the year. This one again is pretty tough. I'm going to go with Bola. I just think that since the start of this season, he's been such an asset to the side. I can't really imagine the side without him playing. I think he's getting some praise, but he's not getting as much. For someone who I thought would be kind of a bench player, not really playing a lot. He's so consistent in that side and consistently performing at such a high level. So yeah, he is my unsung player of 2025.
Bola is actually my pick as well.
Okay.
I think, like Katie said, I was actually surprised. I'll be honest, I didn't expect Wiley to be injured as much as what he was. Obviously, we touched on this on our last pod, didn't we? Then it was kind of a bit pointless getting him in. But yeah, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting Bola to be starting as many games as what he has. I thought, being on a free transfer and having Wiley from Chelsea, I thought that he would be a bit of a bench player this year. But he's come in. I think he's very good going forward. I do think some of his defensive work needs to be worked on at times. I do think he goes missing every now and then. But yeah, I think over the course of the season so far, he's impressed me a lot, and I think he's a very, very solid left back. So yeah, he's my pick.
I really like Bowler. I think he's up there for candidate of player of the season so far currently. And I've done my, and I think Cam's probably done his off this as well. I've tried to pick a player for the whole calendar year, and because Bowler's joined us in like the summer, I didn't include him in this category. But yeah, if you're talking about current season, then he would definitely be up there. I'd love him. I banged on about him last week. I think he's fantastic, and he is closely behind Loser for player of the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, to be honest. I think he's been that good, I think. But yeah, on that, Bowler got 2 votes there. So Mark Bowler wins the unsung player of the year. This one's going to be interesting, this next category. Best individual performance. Should we hear Katie's first on this one?
I haven't got one from Caity on that one. We did say earlier we only had 7 from Caity, and we got 8 categories.
Oh, did we? Is that the one that was...
That's the one that we were missing.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. Oh, okay, fine. All right. We won't do that one then. So, Cam.
To the wrong guy.
Issues tonight.
Yeah.
This is one that I completely forgot to prepare for. I must have skipped past it by accident. But off the top of my head, one of my favourite performances of the year was Mamadou Doumbia away at Sunderland. It was one of those early games where he was starting, and he didn't score that day, but he was just so impressive the way he applied himself to the game, the way he put himself about. He made runs in behind, and he also won that penalty, which got us did it equalise for us, or I can't remember, but he won a penalty that game, didn't he?
It was ahead just before half time.
Right, yeah, that's right, yeah. And yeah, he was just key to us getting that big away point, because Sunderland, obviously, they were one of the big dogs in the league last season. They got promoted, of course. And, you know, we were still pretty poor away even then. So to get a point there was fantastic, and it was mostly down to him. And now Ben's going to hit us with a really obvious one that I've missed, like someone scoring 4 goals in one game or something. I can't remember if that's happened or not.
Are you happy for me to go next, Joe?
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I thought you were going to leave
I
after Cam said that.
Sorry, yeah. I've actually found this really difficult, and luckily at work today, it's dying down a little bit, so I had a bit more time to actually look into this in depth. But I've really struggled to pick one player for a performance of the season. So I've actually done 2 players in a game that stood out for me, if I'm allowed that, and I would explain why. I've done, think back to Middlesbrough away on the 15th of February where we won 1-0, and think of a partnership in defence that day.
Yeah, I was thinking
That
about
was the
this one.
game where Kevin Caben and James Abankwah shone. They were absolutely immense, and they were head and shoulders against any other centre-back pairing we've had at Watford for a very, very long time. And it was like, wow, I've not seen this from Kevin before. And to think that Pollock got dropped out of the team, we had Luton the week after, and Pollock couldn't get back into the team for Luton at home because of how well performed was Kevin Caben. And we wanted to have that settled back for, and James Abankwah was outstanding as well, and it was just those 2 together that day. I can't even separate who was better than the other because they were both immense. I just can't. I don't know if you 2 can look back to that game and think who actually did better. I think I was more surprised by Ben because we've not really seen much of him then, and we saw glimpses of James Abankwah leading up to that moment. But the way we just sat back in that second half, especially when we made that substitution, took Dumbia off, and we didn't have a striker up top. So the ball just kept coming back and back. And that last 20, 30 minutes even was tough. It was backs up against the wall, and we had to defend. And to a man, we did it. But I think we came away with 3 points that day, and a clean sheet was because of the 2 centre-halves. They was outstanding.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. They were immense that day, and you know, it was an unbelievable, monstrous performance from both of them. Defensively, I think you're hard pushed to find a better defensive partnership in a game all year. I think I do think you're right there in what you're saying. Mine, I'm going to be really controversial. I'm probably going to get a lot of stick in the comments for this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Cam, you're probably going to roll your eyes straight away.
Is it going to be Derby away this season?
Well, mine's actually, so it is, and it's also Derby away last season, because I remember watching the game last season, and it's one particular player, and I think he did really well over both games. And mine is Ed. Yeah, Mike has got it right. Edu Kayembe. I thought he was really good.
Ham's passed out.
I've given. Do you know what? I'm not going to say I'm his biggest fan. I'm not. But over both games, he, like, Derby away both times in this, like, he was fantastic. And I just think, you know, if there's one thing that I can say that Kayembe's been good for, is going to Pride Park. So shame we can't play there every week, because maybe it'd be good every week.
It'd be amazing if he signs for Derby.
Yeah. So yeah, Kayembe gets a vote there. So we'll call that one a 3-way tie there on that. We've all given We've all given different answers and all very valid.
I've seen Mike's voted for James the Banquet away at Derby last year, but I think that's purely down to that tackle he made after like 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, that was a
He was
phenomenal.
quality that game though. That is a really good shout.
He was great that game. Yeah, I will. He was fantastic, and that tackle, he got booked for that tackle, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a shocking tackle. That's why.
He won the ball.
Welcome to the championship.
Yeah. Right, next one. Best away day of 2025. Cam?
Yeah, I think, we haven't exactly had our fair share of away wins. So I think the only answer for me is 3-2 away at Derby. I had either Derby game to pick from because they're the two away games that we won that I went to. I didn't go to the Middlesbrough one. And yeah, that's just, winning from 2-0 down, especially with how late we scored the goals. That's the obvious pick for me.
Yeah. Ben?
See, we've done this. Mike put it into a group chat saying best away day you've done in 2025 or best performance away day you've watched from TV. So I've tried to do the games that I've been to, and unfortunately, I've not seen us win away from home in 2025. So this is quite slim pickings for me. And obviously, I had a lot on at the start of the year, so I didn't do any away games. So the only away games I've done this season is Charlton, Millwall, and I want to say I've done one other, but I can't remember what it was. Ipswich as well. Ipswich is a good away day, but it was a Tuesday night, and I couldn't really enjoy myself because I was driving. Good performance that night as well. I think a point was probably deserved. Yeah, fair result. I think both teams. But if I'm basing it off of those three games, I'm going to have to go for Charlton away until the game kicked off, because the pre-match was absolutely outstanding.
Well,
I remember messaging you guys saying, I think you asked me saying, "Are you going to make kickoff?" And I was like, "I don't even know where I am." Hoping I got on the right train. And remember, this was like a 12:30 kickoff, and I was absolutely pissed out my face, having a drink in old Borough Market. Found a nice little boozer because you go into London, you expect to find a pub that's open. It's actually really hard on a Saturday morning at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. All the pubs are shut for about 11. But luckily we found one that was open, and yeah, so I just got going. I was having a good old chat with Charlie Bush from WD18 and TikTok and wherever else he is at the moment. And yeah, we had a really good time, and I was fucked. And then the game kicked off, and I wish I didn't bother. But yeah, so Charlton away for me.
The best Watford games are the ones you don't remember.
Best, isn't it?
What's Caity's, Ben?
She hasn't done an away game this year. Oh, you're on about Caity. I thought you was on about my Caity. Right. Her favourite away game is
Best away performance. I'm actually gonna have to go with our recent game against Derby when we won 3-2. I think simply because we actually won an away game instead of losing as we usually do. It was a great performance and a great game, and really, really good character to go back and win it in the end. So yeah.
Derby. I've just got to have a little giggle. Bless him, Mike.
Oh no, he's gone with an interesting one, hasn't he?
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that was 2024.
Yeah, it was. I suppose 2025 was so bad. We might as well go back here to a game we didn't even win, and we conceded 2 goals to Andre fucking Gray, one of which was in the 90th minute. Like, yeah. I'm not sure I'm on board with that pick.
Yeah.
What's funny about it is he's created these topics and he's still got it wrong.
Oh, at least he's given us the laugh of the pod. I'm like you, Ben. I've not done too many away days, and I was.
Portsmouth. You
I was
did,
struggling.
didn't you?
What's that?
Yeah.
You did Portsmouth, didn't you?
I've done Portsmouth twice. We lost the first one, drew the second one. That was I mean,
The second one was all right.
I can't call it an away day when it's on my doorstep. Like it takes me about 18, 20 minutes to walk to Fratton Park. Like that's not an away day. But
Fulham was decent.
Fulham was decent. Shame about the result, obviously. But you know what? Actually, just because I stayed overnight, experienced the city for the first time and the ground for the first time. Oxford away. I know we lost, and it was really frustrating to lose. But yeah, that was my favourite of the year. It was a really, really good weekend, and yeah, it was nice to tick off a ground that I'd not done before. I'm just trying to think. That's two. Did Derby got 2 votes there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Derby away wins that category. This is an interesting one. Most frustrating match of 2025. Ben, I'll come to you first on this one.
I've got 2, and I think I'm going to go with the one that I don't think is going to get spoken about, because I think the other one, because it's fairly recent, I think a lot of people will maybe talk about that one. So I'm going to go back to Bristol City away back in April time. We lost 2-1, but we had them on the ropes for 15 minutes when Quadro Bar was ripping that guy a new one. Quadro Bar goes down injured. Game changed completely. We lost all our attacking threat. We didn't have a game plan. It was frustrating as hell, because if Bar was fit, we win that, walk away with 3 points. Great result. Because he got injured, and it was a recurring injury as well, I just felt massively frustrated out of that one. And yes, we saw Dembele score a fantastic goal in the second half, and really well taken, and I was buzzing for him. But it just felt like we had nothing. We didn't give anything. We had no game plan. The game plan was give it to Quadro Bar, let him run past them, let him create havoc. Other than that, we had absolutely nothing. So, yeah. And then that was the game that Chapadasti went off injured as well, I think. He injured himself as well. So it was just a massively frustrating day for Watford. So, yeah.
Look at it this way, though. That game...
You signed Kels.
That's the only reason Chapadati's still here. So we can at least take that from it.
Yeah, positives.
Well, I take it your other one was Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday at home. I just think other people are going to talk about that, and that is frustrating. Against the side who are bottom of the league, we didn't score till added on time, missed a penalty. Awful, just awful.
Yeah. Cam, what was yours?
Well, the thing with Sheffield Wednesday is I wasn't frustrated by it. It was just shit, and there was nothing going for us, really. My pick is Coventry 3, Watford 1. And it's more the most frustrating half of the year, really, because that first half, we really battered them. We should have scored at least 4 goals in that first half. The chances we had, it was ridiculous. And then to come out of it 3-0 down and with 10 men, it sort of it was just really frustrating to go into half time like that. But then the second half was more a feeling of resignation, and it was a bit more, so it was kind of like a party atmosphere in the away end. We were just celebrating every touch or whatever, and it was a really, really good performance, and to not walk away with anything there, it was just so frustrating. So that's easily my pick for the year.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, yeah, Sheffield Wednesday was, for me, frustrating, but that's not my pick. It was listed for me. I did put it down, but my one, actually, when I was looking through the list, the game that frustrated me most this year was when we played Burnley at home, and we lost 2-1.
Yeah, Dumby has scored.
And I thought we were utterly brilliant that day, and we ended the game with 9 men, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And even with 9 men, we were making them look average.
Or was that the Norwich one? We had 9 men.
No, it was Burnley. I remember, because I remember Dumbia put us a goal up, didn't he? After about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it literally, because that's the one, as Mike's just put, Sissoko got sent off, didn't he, for the shove on the halfway line.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I remember that.
And we literally, like, we were so good that day, and they were there for the taking. And I hate Scott Parker with a passion, and it frustrated me even more that they were there to be beaten that day. And that sat with me for a long time, that one, because I think they've robbed someone of a place in the Premier League, really. But they're showing it at the moment with their average performances, as per usual. But yeah, Burnley for me at home was my most frustrating this year, even above Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, like also you said, Cam, it was just, I think, crap most of the time. But yeah, Ben, what's Katie's pick on that one?
Or I don't know. Let's have a look.
Most frustrating match. Not sure how I will ever be able to decide this, as there's been so many. For me, it's actually probably going to be Charlton, first game of this season, back in August. I think with it being so exciting with new season, that game was really disappointing for me. We looked like we didn't know what we were doing. There was no real image on the pitch of what we were trying to get at. I just remember watching it and feeling so disappointed with the performance, with the players, with the manager at the time, and worried for the season ahead. With it only being the first game, we looked like we hadn't had a pre-season and we were still testing the waters. So for me, that Charlton game was probably one of the most frustrating games I've watched this season.
Yeah, it's a good pick, to be fair. I think that's probably a fair assessment of the game as well. I'm sure Ben, if he wasn't drunk, he would have probably given the same similar assessment.
Yeah.
Should we include that in the most drunk moment of 2025? Is that yours, Ben, this year?
Can't remember. I don't know. Norwich at home. I ended up getting pretty drunk afterwards, so we could maybe include that one. I think I was a little hungover from the night before, though, or still pissed. But we made a good podcast out of it, so I'll take that. But yeah, I think maybe next year for 2026 we'll do most pissed away day, and then we need to go on more away days as the Voices of Vic, just to test things out.
Yeah, and get some videos as well that we can play at the end of the year as well. That'd be quite fun.
Oh yeah.
Bring the little microphones as well.
Yeah, they worked well, didn't they? I can bring them along.
Yeah, they were cracking. Really good. Really good. That was a good category, actually. It was good to hear everyone's different opinions on their most frustrating game. Final category. This is one I actually haven't picked anything for yet, because I'm still I was a bit on the fence and trying to think of what to go for. So mine's going to be off the cuff here. Let's start with Caity to finish this one, Ben, to see what her big prediction of 2026 is.
Don't have that. I don't know whether I've saved it or not. Do you have it on your phone?
I do. I've got it.
Maybe that's one I just didn't save.
My big prediction for 2026 is that Javi Gracia lasts until at least halfway through the year.
Fuck, I hope not.
I like that. I hope not. Cam, what's yours then?
I don't have one because we're just going in circles, really. You know, year after year, it's the same shit. So Javi is going to get sacked at some point, hopefully much sooner than halfway through the year, because I think the guy is a bit clueless. And yeah, we'll be back to where we were. Loser, Vata, Chapatadze, they're all leaving. Mama could be leaving if he carries on the way he is, because the bloke's fucking superb. Iran Kunda could be leaving. You know, what are we going to have left? And then, you know, new manager comes in, probably going to be a shit manager, because we don't put effort into appointing managers. And then we start the 26-27 season absolutely shit, and we just go back in circles again. So that's my prediction. We're going to do the same thing we do every year. Oh, and we're going to start it with a shocking January window, because that's what we do.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment. Mike's actually just put one in. I know he's been at work all day, but he's got drunk pretty quickly after getting home.
For everyone who's not on YouTube, he said, big prediction of 2026. We bring back a retro-styled kit for our Premier League opener in 26-27 season.
Yeah, that's wild, that one.
So he's saying promotion next season then?
Yeah. Do you know what? My wild, outlandish prediction for 2026 is that Gino Pozzo sells Watford FC.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That is my.
That'd be Christmas come early. That would.
Yeah. That is. Yeah, that's my prediction of 2026. I think.
Is that a prediction or a wish list?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It just suddenly, as Cam was talking, it popped into my head, and I just thought, you know what? He's talking about all the players that might leave. Like, is he going to want to? There is a potential we are going to lose that many players, and I just wonder whether he's going to want to rebuild and buy that many players again. He might just be like, I've had enough now.
Yeah, and we've usually got someone sort of waiting in the wings to replace all the players that are leaving. And I get that Mama could be that guy, but I don't think he'll stay another season if he carries on like this. So who have we got sat there? There's that Georgian kid that we've loaned out to the arsehole of nowhere. But other than that, I don't really know who we've got that's going to replace that kind of talent.
We got a French winger.
Have we?
Moussa Sissoko.
There's another thing I'll predict for 2026 is both he and Kayembe get a contract extension, and they
Sissoko won't. No way.
I honestly wouldn't put it past us.
I can see Kiembe.
I think Kayembe probably already has, and they just haven't told us, but he shouldn't.
Ben, what's your big prediction for 2026?
That Cam will make at least one more appearance on the Voice of the Vic this year, and that'll be the end of season review.
You're asking too much.
I don't know. I same as you, Joe. I've tried to think about something to just make up on the spot, but I just haven't got a clue. I think we will see Daniel Batman in a Watford shirt again there.
Fucking hell, it's all doom and gloom.
Good God. I literally, there's just part of me that just kind of went, oh.
Anyone got any positive predictions? Because I certainly didn't.
You might do 2 appearances.
I think that's the positive.
I don't know. Positives.
Do you
We
know
certainly
what,
won't be we won't be expanding the Vic either, which I'm sure everyone's gutted about.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
not
did.
surprised. You can't sell it. Can't sell out one stand.
Someone asked Duxbury if we're gonna
I did see
add
that
another
on the
tier
minutes.
to one of
Yeah,
the stands. And
I saw
it
the
sounds like we're
float
not going to be
response.
doing that. Yeah,
Fancy doing that. You get lucky enough to get a ticket to go to one of these hard-hitting fans events, and you've got one question and one question only. And what are you going to ask? When are you going to expand Vicarage Road? What, with 16,000 currently? Like we can't sell out 23, 24,000. Like,
I
and you
think
want
there
us to
must have been. I think there must have been about 11,000 there against Sheffield Wednesday, if that. It was the emptiest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was shocking, to be fair.
And you know what? Here's my prediction for 2026. One day, the stadium announcer is going to say the correct attendance rather than adding a few thousand onto it, because it's always flirting around 19,000, and it's just never.
Well, every club does it, don't they? Every club adds tickets, which is just is poor. But.
Oh, big prediction. We're going to use the Elton John shirt 3 more times next season.
Oh, yeah, the one that we're only going to use once all season, and we've already used it 3 times. Yeah, that'll be exciting. We might, here's a prediction. We'll win in a kit that isn't our home kit next year. I'm confident of that.
And here's another prediction. We will also get a statement at the end of a season from Gino Pozzo saying he's planning for promotion for the following year.
Yeah, there's
lots to look forward to.
There is plenty to look forward to. Plenty to look forward to. I mean, we wouldn't still be here if we didn't love it, eh?
I do ask myself sometimes why I bother, but yeah, I'm still here.
Well, listen, mate, you've got Isla hooked on it now, so you're definitely in for more torrid years of torture.
Mate, she's into it more than me. I can't wait for Christmas. I've got the EFL Panini sticker book. And I've got loads of stickers as well. And secretly, I've got it for myself, but trying to pass it on to her. But I can't wait. That's going to be sick.
Well, I hope she's not listening to this.
No, she's tucked up in bed. Don't you worry.
Yeah, that is that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing about that Christmas.
Like she sits down and watches the EFL highlights with me Sunday morning, and she knows all the clubs. She's starting to know the nicknames. She knows whole cities are Tigers, and it's often like the back of the gate coming to games as well. Like she's coming on Saturday, and she's already asked who we're playing, what colour they're playing, what their nicknames is. She's well invested. She bloody loves it. Yeah,
you need to. Jess has just said there, Ben. You need to make her a mascot. She'll love it.
Oh yeah, she would only walk out with Hector Cipriano. That's her favourite player.
I don't blame her. I've still, even though he's not been incredible, we waited for him for so long. I've still got hope that he is. Actually, that's my prediction. That Hector Cipriano is going to have a phenomenal second half of the season.
If he gets in ahead of Leo Ramirez.
Well, he has been recalled from Yeovil Town, so there's every chance he's going to play Saturday.
Oh, that is amazing. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there on that fun note. For those of you that are tuning in later on and not listening live and listen to it closer to Christmas, for everyone at Voices of the Vic, thank you ever so much for tuning in to not only this podcast, but all the podcasts throughout 2025. We hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. We will, I believe Ben will probably just confirm, we will probably try and get something out for the Stoke game early next week. And then it may be a little hard to do something, but we may try and get something out. I know I'm around, so I'll probably try and get something out for the Leicester and Norwich games towards the towards the end of the year. But happy Christmas, everybody. For those, just to mention, if you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. If you've got any further comments, please do put some comments in. We will come back to them next time we're on. And also, please do hit that like button as well. It is much appreciated. But yeah, happy Christmas, everybody. And come on, you Orns.